in Nigeria, agreement is usually taken for granted unless there is a dispute or there is a problem. Today we are going to be looking at landlord and tenants dispute. My name is Patient City and this is Chit Chat on Viewer Television. I am not alone. I have my beautiful people in the studio. So, hey guys.
You know what time it is. Hello guys and welcome to Chit Chat on Viewer Television. My name is Chinwe Nwokocha and I will be your co-host.
Okay, and we have a guest in the studio that is maybe let me not say too much. Let's introduce ourselves. Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. My name is Marianne, and today I'm joining this lovely ladies for this chit chat session.
Good to have you. Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you guys are welcome to the show, and my co-host is ready for us. All right, but before we see what we're really going to be looking at today, let's go on a break. When we come back, gist and talks. Stay with us.
Let's get to advertise your products and services on our platform. Viewer Television is here to give your business a boost with a touch of professionalism. If you're a brand owner, entrepreneur, proud business owner, let's place your business in the face of your customers. Contact us so we can talk business on 081-2121-2278 or info@viewertv.com.ng. Always remember, we are here for you.
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining us, this is Chit Chat on Viewer Television. So, we are going to be looking at landlord and tenants dispute. Let's read this story so that we'll all flow through and know why this topic is being,
very important today.
So the story says, my landlord wants to evict me because I have 3 cars. He said that I have occupied the whole space in the compound. But these cars I use for my businesses because I hired it out for my guys using it for Uber. And they used to come to pick it in the morning and return it in the night. What can I do? Seems the landlord doesn't want me to grow, and he doesn't want my success for his tenants. This is actually complicated. It
is the fact that he feels the landlord doesn't want him to grow. Well, the thing is, my question is, was there an agreement prior to moving into that compound, right? Because that is where it boils down to. If there was an agreement, it must have been stated the number of cars you bring in and all of that, the do's and don'ts of the compound. Now, let me just say that the person in question said he uses the vehicles for businesses.
Yes.
I don't think the landlord is wrong for asking him to look for elsewhere to park your business cars.
Yes.
These cars, you're using them for commercial purposes that are generating income for you. You can as well rent a space
and park them.
Employ a security to guard your car. Let's not even talk about the fact that he is probably inconveniencing other tenants, right? What do you think?
Of course, I mean, that's my perspective.
Okay.
It's not, and it's funny for him to say that, I think the landlord doesn't want me to prosper.
Honestly, very funny.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
And I think he hasn't thought about it properly, because if he had considered other people who are there as well, who actually need those spaces.
Exactly.
And then I don't think that it would have been a case of, to be honest, in Nigeria, I don't think anyone would draft an agreement and say, you have to bring one car or 2 cars. I think it's something that happens subsequently.
That's true.
And something that could pretty much resolved with proper communication.
But there is like she said during the intro, there is always this landlord versus tenant disputes.
Yes.
It's always there. But this is common knowledge. You own 3 cars.
Yes.
You don't need anybody to tell you that. Let me just give these people, even if it's 1 or 2, just keep it in the compound and look for elsewhere to keep the rest of the cars.
A lot of this dispute between landlord and tenants is always happening. So recently, I think as of yesterday night, I saw a video of this particular tenant because of, there's this agreement that you pay. I think there's a name for it where if
you're leaving, they will refund you.
There's a name for it. This particular landlord refused to refund the money, and there was crisis. This guy broke everything in the house. So who is at loss?
Okay, the thing is, this is always included in the agreement.
Right.
I'm very sure of this. Now, one of the reasons they do this is in case you incur damages.
Yes.
So if the landlord has refused to refund him, probably he has damaged things that he weren't supposed to damage. That's what I think.
Yes.
Okay, this landlord and tenants, it's actually a big issue. But let's go back to our story. As a tenant, you are living in a house where you have other people. Then you ended up bringing 3 cars. And as Onyeka will say, I don't understand why he's thinking the landlord doesn't want him to prosper. Common sense should make you understand that it's the convenience that you are taking away from people, that you are taking away from other people, that is making it not to work. That's why a lot of things are happening. And some landlords, I feel this is a place. Do you think they should call for
compound maintenance or something? Some kind of
solution.
There should be a dialogue.
Yes.
This is something they should talk about because, like you said, probably he hasn't really thought about it very well. So now they need to give him ideas that, guy, you can actually, since you're using these vehicles for commercial purposes, don't feel anybody's being jealous of you or something. Even on the contrary, you're being insensitive to other people's needs, right? They also need the space. So they should call his mind to order, if you ask me.
Pretty much, what they say. They talk about common sense.
Right.
But it's not really that common.
Right.
And it actually plays out in the most. And then if you look at these 2 individuals now, these are people who are very much aware of the law.
Yes.
Of the system, of order, what it takes to make things work.
Exactly.
And you'll be disappointed if you actually learn that this individual is educated, and then you're wondering, why would you reason in that manner? So at the end of the day, it requires a dialogue.
Exactly.
And not just between just him and the landlord. It will also require other tenants to be available to also say how this affects them.
Exactly. I agree.
If it's just someone, like the title says, landlord and tenant dispute, and other people need to get involved, so they can actually say, this is how this affects us. Forget the dispute between you and the landlord. He's actually talking for us, if you look at it. So at the end of the day, he just needs to bring
He needs to come home.
Yes, he needs to come home a bit and think about other people. Be considerate. Especially when you're living in a public place. You need to be considerate, not just about yourself, but for other people who are living with you as well.
Exactly. I agree with you.
The word consideration is really, really important because people really don't, especially in Nigeria, people don't consider a lot.
Some people, please.
Some people, let me take it back. Some people don't really consider because of selfish interest.
I agree.
I feel I have 3 cars now. I'm doing Uber. The landlord should be able to consider. Yes, the landlord should be able to consider. But this dispute, they really need to sit down and
talk
look
about
into it. Yes, look into it. There's always hope in every situation.
Just imagine the way he owns 3 cars and brings them home. Imagine each of the tenants, each of the co-tenants has 3 cars and brings the 3 home. how would they coexist? It's going to be like you said, it's going to be very chaotic, honestly.
So it's something he just needs to, he needs to come to terms.
I wanted to say, you're a big boy, you have 3 cars, and you're a tenant in someone's compound, and you're dragging space.
You're making the person very uncomfortable.
You can as well get your own space.
Exactly.
But I also understand that we are all tenants. Like there's a saying that you can't carry landlord travel and see. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. You're a landlord where you're in your domain. If you move out, you're probably not a landlord. So I don't know what the situation is, but the fact that he commercializes the cars, he should pay for the security.
That's right.
People pay for shops where they are doing business. The cars are his shop.
Right.
He should be able to pay for the security of the cars elsewhere. Exactly. And not inconvenience anybody. He's even stressing the landlord.
Exactly. Or better still, have a better conversation. Can I pay extra to have them there?
Right, because we know Nigerian landlords.
Yes.
We understand them very, very well.
Okay. In our environment, we often see these things happen.
It does.
In our houses, there is someone that is making us to feel as if we did not pay the same amount. So what do you think we should do about this? What do you think Nigerians, as they are watching, what do you think they should do about all this?
To be honest, I think as long as people coexist, there should be some sort of order, some sort of agreement on how people can live and share space amicably without issues.
Yeah.
And when things like this come up, I think everyone involved, everyone it affects needs to get on board and have a conversation about how they really feel about this situation. And it's only left for the guy in question to actually come to terms with how other people feel, and then at least throw a suggestion. What should we do? Let's collectively agree, collectively come up with a solution so that there'll be peace. I mean, these things are things that people are not supposed. We have a lot to worry about in Nigeria already.
A lot is happening.
Do you get? And then you have to talk about back and forth with your neighbors. It doesn't make
your
sense.
landlord.
Your landlord. Yes. It's stressful.
I mean, your home should be a peaceful abode.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to come back and feel this need to. Oh my God! I'm home. A safe place.
Whether you're a tenant or you own the place.
Right, because it's cost you something.
Yes, true. So a lot is going on. I will always say there's a lot is going on. There's this thing that happened somewhere in my compound. This lady sews a lot of clothes and bed sheets. So there's this machine that she used to put under the stairs that is affecting the people in her wing. If they are sleeping, there's this sound.
Okay, a sewing machine. She's
a tailor. Oh. So it's the sound and the gravity of
how disturbing.
It's quite disturbing. And before you know it, with little vibrates and all, the things will start making cracks and all.
Of course, yeah.
So this other one now went, I'm like, I cannot sleep. So manner of approach is very, very important. And as a landlord, instead of, I feel they are the heads of whatever you are, as long as you're a tenant, your landlord is your head. Bring all the heads together and okay, this is how I want it, this is how I don't want it. Because people
that's the reason for the landlord-tenant agreement.
Yes.
You should make it cut clear. These are the do's and these are the don'ts. So that anybody who derails, the person of course would be penalized.
Of course.
Because I see no reason why, like you cited, I see no reason why I should be at home and I'm trying to rest, and is it that a tenant's dog is barking or you're sewing at the convenience of my home, of a place I paid for. I think this landlord tenancy dispute is a very broad topic that we can't even finish it in the context of this very topic right now.
Yes, it's really big and it's affecting a lot of people. There are people out there that some cannot even talk because of how peaceful they want they want their life to be. While some others again, you find out that compound is having a lot of drama from one end to another. So it depends on the people in the compound. If they are understanding, fine. If they are not understanding, sometimes his landlord that will come down and say, you people, I don't like this, I don't understand this, I don't understand. Okay, it's time for a break on Chit Chat. When we come back, you know what is next for us, so stay with us.
Let's get to advertise your products and services on our platform. Viewer Television is here to give your business a boost with a touch of professionalism. If you're a brand owner, entrepreneur, proud business owner, let's place your business in the face of your customers. Contact us so we can talk business on 081-2121-2278 or info@viewertv.com.ng. Always remember, we are here for you.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Chit Chat. Now let's take a look at our comment section and get what our online audience has to say. Osuya Justice says, good for you. He wants to teach you how to be responsible. Like we said.
Period. That is just it. He wants to teach you. But again, in that other aspect, I feel the landlord should have a meeting with that particular tenant. Because for the tenant to start feeling that there's this thing, there's this, whether he doesn't want me to, yeah, there's this jealousy, doesn't want me to. So it's better they sit and they talk about it so that it will be okay. I'm not jealous about you, but you're inconveniencing
all the people. Because he might not even know that he's doing something wrong.
Exactly.
That's why you need to really call. You need to call.
And have a conversation, and it should be peaceful.
It should be peaceful.
It shouldn't be. So it shouldn't be tagged a dispute.
Right.
When it can be solved over a cup of tea.
Yes. Right. I agree with you. Okay, so Victor said, but how can you have 3 cars and you're still living as a tenant? Think about it.
Honestly, I thought about that as well.
Okay, some people actually have plans. Maybe these cars are the ones that are bringing the money. We don't really know what other plans that he has.
True.
Maybe he's trying to really save up to get a house.
Right.
Because getting an Uber, 3 cars and doing Uber, that doesn't mean that you have money to buy a house. Maybe it's Corolla that he has.
Because we don't even know the location.
We don't even know the location. So definitely there must be something that is making him to do that business to maintain.
But at the same time, he shouldn't forget the fact that he's a tenant and there are co-tenants. Do the right thing. That's what I think. Honestly, don't inconvenience anybody
as much as you don't want to be inconvenienced.
Right. Okay, so Harrison says landlord means well for him. He wants to sell. You can't have such luxury cars and still live in a rented apartment. Still same thing.
Same thing. I still feel people are really getting it wrong. The fact that you have 3 cars does not mean that you have cars. You have money in your bank account. There are a lot of people that cars, that's the only thing you see. You don't see what's beyond. You don't see what is inside their account. Maybe they're even suffering. Or maybe he has a lot of family issues, or he has a lot of bills that he's paying through that. So he cannot afford to get a house or
at the moment.
Yes. So there are a lot of things that are on that we don't really know. But Nigerians.
Yeah, and those cars might be hard to chase anyway.
Yes.
So who knows?
No.
Or maybe
he owns. He said he owns and he gives on high purchase to others. He rents to others.
No. He has Uber guys. Yes.
He uses for
Uber. So
Uber. Maybe he's just got those cars. He doesn't. Maybe he's still actually paying for them. They should be circumstances that people need to consider.
Yes.
Before we draw a conclusion, we don't really know the full story.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's true. And the last one is for Mary Gift. She says, if if the cars is for business, no problem. Just look for a place where you'll be parking them and pay security to be looking after. So you and your landlord doesn't have a problem.
Yes, very, very perfect. And again, some tenants have problems. Some tenants have problems.
Yeah,
in as much as the landlord to have their own,
yeah.
the tenants to have their own problem. Because the landlord cannot just come and tell you, I'm evicting you. You must have been displaying a lot of
in a negative way.
Because by law he doesn't actually have that right
to evict you, right?
By law, except there's something you've gone against.
You've
something.
Displayed a lot of things.
Yes, you've gone against the agreement, and you need to be called to order.
That is where the agreement comes in.
Right.
If this wasn't included in the agreement, and like you said, you and I know it wasn't included in the agreement. So the tenant, does he have a right to bring 3 cars in the compound? No, he doesn't. So they should just find a middle ground.
Common ground, yes.
Talk about it.
Yes.
We all are human. But while you're talking about it, don't try to be insensitive to other people's needs. That's just
exactly why I said other people who this affect needs to be involved in that.
Yes, exactly.
So they could air their views as well.
Right.
True. All right. I guess this is the point where everybody will say their last words to this beautiful conversation that we're having. Let's start with Onyeka.
Okay, like you said, how you started off earlier, a lot of people don't pay much attention to agreements except when problem comes.
Yes.
And when problem happens, is back and forth until a proper conversation is had towards resolving the problem. And in this particular case, I would say that they just need to have, come to a good ground on how to handle it, and it will take a nice conversation that involves the tenant, the landlord, as well as other people who are in the compound. And most importantly, after that resolution, I think that there's need to actually review the agreement.
Right, I agree.
Review, just to see if there are things that are missing there, they could add it. If there are things that are not properly adjusted, it could be adjusted, just so things like this don't come up in the future.
I agree. Actually, some individuals, like you said, could be very problematic. We know that. It could be the landlord, it could be the tenant. And then we've all seen instances where landlords tend to be jealous of their tenants.
Yes.
So in as much as there is no fact to back what he said, but we know that such things happen. So but we shouldn't give room for all that. And then we should be sensitive to other people's needs. I keep saying it because I know a lot of people don't care. They don't care if their dog is pooing on your doorstep. They don't care if their dog barks anytime. They don't care if their car, they are honking, they are revving their cars at oddly hours. They don't care. But then we are all human. Why don't you care? You don't know who might be your savior tomorrow, right? Sure. So just do the right thing at the right time. That's all. Okay. That's all I have for you.
That's actually a beautiful one from all of them. But from my end, I'll always talk about peace. In everything you do, try to live in peace with people. Try to give peace to people, because I feel whatever you do to people, that's what you will receive. If the landlord is trying to evict you, that means there must be something. It's not just your cars. Yeah. Maybe you have been pompous or somewhere, or you're just trying to prove that, okay, I've rented this apartment. Why not talk about
whatever I like?
Yes, talking about it, resolving issues amicably. Eviction is not an option.
Yeah.
Because he might go to another compound and still do the same thing. So by you telling them the truth as a landlord, this is what I want. An agreement again. They need to review and go through another agreement, so that if he's going to still stay in the house, he knows that this agreement will work.
Binds me
and
to
if
this
he's going to
compound,
another place, you should know that you shouldn't inconvenience people. What if everybody have 3 cars? Where will you park your own? So consideration, you have to be considerate in everything that you do in this life, and make peace or live in peace with the people, because a family will not run and come and save you in the night. It's still that neighbor that will come.
Exactly my point.
So, right.
And the landlord talking about evicting him, do you even know the character the next one will possess?
Yes.
You know,
when he or she comes.
You just said exactly what's on my mind.
Okay.
Character.
Do you even know?
Character. You know, we ignore that a lot.
Yeah.
But character actually, if you've got a good character, is inbuilt.
Yes.
It makes you think, before you even think about you, you're thinking, how
About
does it affect
others.
the other person?
Right.
However, in a case where you don't have the character,
You can't give what you don't have.
The law makes you have developed character.
Yes.
Right.
So that you can
All right. That is actually very interesting, and my girls are always there to say things and make the conversation really, really interesting.
Right.
This is where we will say, okay, we'll see you next week. My name is Patience City from this end, and from the people in the studio, my co-host and the team at the, at the studio,
Thank
the background. We say thank
you for
you,
having
and
us.
you have a beautiful week. Bye.
Bye.